never eat spaghetti and all this crap. Oh my God, I drank wine. They kept pouring it. Then they had all this spaghetti and cordage, kind of say it, board, and Sarah likes to make that kind of stuff. So I'm like, oh my God. So when I ate cold spaghetti for breakfast, which is so unusual for me. I mean, when you eat all that pasta, I rarely order pasta because of that very reason.
Yeah, if I eat a lot of pasta, then the next day I like to eat a lot of like cultured veggies and stuff to like balance that out.
And I think what happened was it was the alcohol. And
that doesn't help either.
I drank a lot of, they kept, filling my glass, and of course the more relaxed you get. So no, I was a bad good girl.
Alexa, turn the music off. Alexa, stop talking to me. Alexa, turn the music off. It's probably too late.
No, it's always fun to, with your show and doing them. I mean, normally I'm really private about being a so-called model for anything like that, but it's so funny. But yours is so much fun, and I learn so much.
We always have so much fun here.
It's not just about you doing the work on me. It's about what we're discussing and what we're learning on it. That's fascinating.
We love to learn.
Oh yeah, fix me, Ella.
Snatching up her face today.
Okay, great.
With the Jade Frequency-Specific Microcurrent. We're going to start her on a frequency to help flush out the lymphatic system.
Thank you. After all my pasta and wine,
exactly.
Oh my God. Exactly. And I don't typically eat red meat, hardly at all, if at all. And of course I was being a good guest, but it was really good.
We got a new light today, guys.
So Ella, how long did it take you to build your website with GoDaddy? I'm getting ready to do mine.
I've rebuilt it like so many times. It doesn't take long.
Just to get the basic stuff. That's what I'm
you just want to constantly, don't wait, you know what I mean? So you want to put like one page on there.
Yeah.
And then you want to always like just make it active immediately. Don't wait till you have a bunch of things set up. You want to, because otherwise it can time you out. I messed that up one of the first times I was building websites, and I used to build websites for people before I opened the spa.
Oh wow.
We take pictures or whatever. It's just so easy on GoDaddy, just drag and drop. But like every little thing, so start off on the first page where like it's a picture of you and your name, just like your basic info, and then you want to click publish. And then boom, your website's live. And then as you're adding more stuff, you can add more pages, and then it just grows. But it's really easy. Just think about step one is it needs to be like a digital what do you call it? Like a business card. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then you can add your little different things. Like you do a page for tarot, do a separate page for, then publish that, and then you can build them. Like with the website, you can always like I always have stuff to do with the website. I got to go on there and put on some like before and after pictures of like some of the hair restoration that we've done. And I need to add a page for specifically post-op stuff.
So how did you learn to get, the only, believe it or not, I'm not very concerned about building it. I'm more concerned about connecting it and getting out there so that it keeps showing up. How did you do that? Did they help you with that?
What do you mean?
When people Google, let's say past life regressions or...
Yeah, you want to make sure that you better put that in the metadata. So like with every picture, you know what I mean? I wish I would have done that in the beginning. And I messed up all my metadata because I just wiped my site and rebuilt it. And so once you keep stuff on there, you don't want to like take stuff back off. You can add to it, but if you take stuff back off, then that messes up your metadata, and it messes up your Google juice, and it'll be lost in the mix for a while. That's another thing I have to go through and like redo all my metadata.
Is that did they teach you how to do that as you go?
No, I've done it, learned it over the years, you know what I mean?
I don't know anything about metadata.
I've paid a bunch of people to teach me how to do it. Just always something.
I've learned a lot from online teaching and building programs. I've built a lot of classes.
Yeah, just always continuously like publish it and add more, and then try not to take anything off. That's what I've learned from over the years. We're always learning something,
Yes, I keep tweaking my work. I'm not running their website, but I am certainly doing all the coursework and relaunching and editing and changing. I like doing it. I think it's fun. But I also know I've got a good support system if I have a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
That helps a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I've had to pay people where, like, you know, $1,000 a month to help me build stuff and then teach me how to do it for like a year. You know, it's just like school, but I'm like, I'll just find somebody who's like really good at it and then just like pay them to teach me privately.
I love it. Yeah, you're good at finding people like that.
It's definitely like an investment, but I would rather just have somebody tell me what to do than like try to like waste my time figuring stuff out.
Yeah.
Hi, Lainey. No, I'm not a doctor. I'm an esthetician. So we focus on skincare, aesthetics, like looking good and feeling good in our skin. And I'm also a Reiki master, tarot reader, all that kind of stuff. So we do a lot of energy healing here as well. We're here with Miss Psychic Jane. She also does past life regressions. When's the next time you're going to do past life regressions?
Monday, actually.
Oh, nice.
At Inner Path, I'm about half booked, which is about normal. I'm starting to book into, let's see, next month, into July already, so that's good. And
yeah, so if you want a past life regression and you're in the Indy area or not far from it, Inner Path North is off of 86th and Ditch. So it's probably like, 15 minutes from here?
Yeah.
Definitely check it out. I'm going to go grab a couple more long straps.
your helper, Brandy, seems like she's helping you a lot.
Yeah, she is.
Isn't that right?
Yes. So much to do here. We were supposed to work yesterday. We really did not do much. So we got a lot to do today whenever she comes in. But sometimes you need those days. We got like a lot of planning stuff done. A lot of planning, not as much execution. So hopefully today will be execution day.
Today Wednesday? Yeah.
Today's Thursday.
Oh, today's Thursday. Okay.
Thursday.
I was thinking it was your day off yesterday, but it's already Thursday.
I know. Yeah, the last 2 days were busy. Busy. So we are doing the Jade Frequency-Specific Microcurrent on her face and neck. And then this is the Flux Red Body Sculpting to tighten up her body skin.
Yeah, those things are really working well for me. Great. Yeah, my skin's looking so much better. Oh my gosh.
Amazing. And the skin is the largest organ of the body. So it's not just about vanity. When we're taking care of the largest organ in the body, that all of our other organs are inside of, you know, it just does amazing things for the whole body as a whole. So this gets rid of cellulite, which I love. We don't love cellulite, but we love that this can get rid of it. I really like this light. Like, it's taking some getting used to, but I think it's gonna make the cut. Bye, Lainey. I'm praying for your emergency to be resolved quickly. We're gonna have 2 live streams for you today. Not 1, but 2. This is number 1. Miss Psychic Jane If you've been on the channel, then you already know her. And then we have a new Ella Bardo Bestie coming right after this.
So what's right after this? Who's coming?
She is a lovely makeup artist.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if she's an esthetician as well or she just does makeup, but she's going to be doing the same thing you are doing, a little bit of body sculpting. It's her first time with all of it and some face sculpting. And then she's going to find some kind of event. She's going to do my makeup for something. I don't know what yet. I really want to wear the pink, so the outfit that I wore to Zugulation, the blue one. I bought a hot pink one as well. I really want to wear that one. They didn't alter like the bottom. They didn't alter the blue one though. I like left it there for 3 weeks. They didn't alter it. So I haven't tried the pink one on. Hopefully it fits. Yeah, I had a wardrobe malfunction. Literally like right after.
You did?
Or like right before Jubilation. I'm like, you freaking kidding me? I've been getting ready since 9 a.m.
Yeah, you really do get ready when you get ready. Oh my gosh, it's like going to the prom.
It is.
I know, it's like, God.
The lash, I had a friend put on lashes. So I bought these ones one of my friends was telling me about that does like the lashes, it like sticks on the bottom. But then I got like the biggest ones they had, but they were not even like, they were still shorter than my regular lashes. So then we had to go on a little lash adventure to the Walgreens and get some new lashes. And this was supposed to be like 5-day hold glue. I'm just not a lash person. It lasted most of the night. Till the end, like one kept coming up. I'm like, dang it. So it's fun to do a couple times a year. Like the lashes and stuff. We didn't, like, we were supposed to learn that in beauty school, which is like really annoying because like you paid to like learn that kind of stuff. And no, they just had us put little tab lashes on like a plastic mannequin head. And I've never actually put like lashes on a real person. That would have been cool with our over 700 hours of education where we mostly just like watched the clock go by and look at magazines because we couldn't look at our phone. I learned so much. Do people even have magazines anymore? Is that a thing? Magazines aren't popular like they were. This was way back in the day, kids. You can put your legs down.
Oh, no. Ah. So why do you put your legs down? Is that part of the healing or part of the cleansing?
Well, it's better for everything to like flow. You know what I mean?
Got it. We need the flow.
For the lymphatic flow. And so we want to get that flowing. I was going the wrong way. Oops. All right, now it's good.
Well, Jim's getting a lot of compliments on the sessions you did with him.
Oh, nice.
He's been sharing it around and, you know, putting, yeah, of course, he's got it on his page and everything. And so he's, yeah, he's really happy to hear people going, oh my God.
Yeah, I really wish that when I first started doing my business, I was really just focused on pictures. I wish I would have if I could go back, put in just a little bit of effort every day towards learning videos, because I really did not do that until after I moved back from Miami. I tried to do it. I actually just had a little flashback come up from a video. I learned a lot during quarantine because I was like, what else was there to do? You know?
Right.
Just like self-taught stuff. So I had a little flashback of a video that I did when we were at the city center. My dream spa space would be like the inside of that mixed with this on top. This is like the second floor. We want to keep this like the tower. And that one mixed with the one that I had on Binford. Those three for the inside of it. And then the neighborhood would be a mix between this neighborhood, the one I'm in now, and Miami Design District.
Yeah, I saw what you put online. It was really nice.
Yeah, I love the neighborhood of Miami Design District. It was so nice.
Oh yeah, it's so beautiful up here. Oh my gosh.
Beautiful.
It only takes 20 minutes for me to get here. Well, except if you don't have light, the light system going. You know, the stoplights were all out.
Oh, wow.
So I think I hit 2 or 3.
Somehow we have lucked out and we haven't had anything. We've had some tornadoes, but it hasn't like thrown out the electricity. Last year we had the electricity thrown out and yeah, it was like right when a client came here. So one girl, we ended up doing a buccal massage, face sculpting for her by candlelight. It was so sweet. Yeah, but I'm really glad that I do that now because honestly, like everything was all about electricity for years until it was like 3 years ago, 3-ish, 3.5, something like that. I went and learned the buccal massage face sculpting technique, which I love. It's amazing, especially if you have issues with like clenching or TMJ. It's like immediate relief. It feels
So are you still looking for models?
Not necessarily like looking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just when somebody like comes across where I know that we'll have like interesting things to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like we do the psychic things together, you know what I mean? And then you're a professor and stuff. So then this other girl, she does makeup we have a lot of similar clients.
Very cool. Oh yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. We already share clients, so
That's
you know.
great.
And I always need somebody to help me put on some lashes sometimes. Even though it might not last long. I got all my Zubilation nails off. My fingers are free. I feel like I had like finger traps on. I used to get like acrylic overlay, but it was just like a very thin like layer almost of like polish. So to have them like sitting on my hands, it was driving me crazy. Hello, New Orleans. That sounds fun. Have you ever been to New Orleans? Jane, have you ever been to New Orleans? Yes, no?
Are you talking to me or are you talking to the person?
Yeah.
Me?
Jane.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been there several times. I love it there. Love New Orleans. Because of when I went, I never really got to go to any psychic stuff because of who I was with or the conferences, things like that. But it is so much fun.
I don't know. Like, I lived in Little Haiti in Miami last time I lived there, and that was enough voodoo stuff for me.
Oh, it was.
It's like literally the voodoo capital of the United States, even more than... And I know that when I lived there.
Really? Wow.
So we got to build up our spiritual armor that year.
Yeah, we need to keep away from the
So I'm just like,
stuff. There's a lot of light people parading around. Oh, it's the dark people parading around as light people.
Oh, yeah.
Lots.
Yeah, one of my dog sitters was saying that she was hanging out with some people like that. I was like, look, it's good that you found out what those people look like, what they smell like, so you can use your intuition moving forward and be like, okay, well, I don't want to hang out with people like that. Oh, you're one of those. I'm going to go the other way. No, thank you. But just, I was like, you should go through all your like tarot decks and whatever. Like certain people, I'm like, ugh, if that person like looked at this or breathed on it, I'm throwing it in the trash. I was like, probably not all of them, but I bet you have a couple. She said she had a bunch of tarot decks and stuff. I was like, I bet you have a couple of those that
Yeah, the
I
ones
might
I
have put
use.
some icky stuff on there. You know what I mean? Throw them in the trash and get new ones.
Yeah, I've got one deck I've used for a very long time, and then I've got many, many decks that I play with every so often for me, but they're beautiful. I got some decks they don't even make anymore.
And Jimmy says that New Orleans smells like piss and beer. Yeah, I'm cool. I'm so cool on that.
One time I went to it was a national conference down there, and every time we'd walk out of a meeting or a session, there would be waiters and servers. They're all dressed up with big plates of food, hors d'oeuvres, and oh my gosh.
Oh, nice.
We had to do alcohol on our own later. It wasn't that kind of conference, but yeah, we went up and down, and oh, it was so fun. Jim doesn't want to go because
I don't want to go.
He says, everything is not safe there. But if you stick to the basic places.
There's just so many other places I'd rather go.
I just like the ambiance. Yeah, there's a lot of places to go.
I like to watch stuff about it. It's like the same thing with scuba diving or something. I don't want to scuba dive ever. But I like to watch other people. I'm glad other people do it and they film it and then I can watch it.
Yeah, I'm the same way on scuba diving.
Wasn't doing much lives for a while just because I was just had to take a little break.
Oh, wow.
But now YouTube's punishing me.
Yeah, you do an amazing work on doing all the lives and getting stuff out there, for sure.
Ooh, I'm not going away. I was just taking a break.
And breaks are always good for all of us.
Yes. I just had to take a week off from filming stuff. I'm always filming stuff. I did put some shorts on there and stuff, but.
That takes a lot of energy to film.
It puts the lotion on the skin. It puts the lotion on the skin. Or else it gets the hose again. Oh my gosh, I saw a meme where it was Barbies that were doing that. It was so funny.
On Barbies?
Yeah, it was somebody did that skit as Barbies.
Oh.
That's right, precious. It will get the hose. Oh my gosh. It's so funny. And then the dog is white. And I'm Lucky, that's you. The little dog's white with blue eyes. That's right, precious. It will get the hose. Happy birthday, kitty cat. Meow. So now we are polishing away these little lines.
I have lines? How can that be?
Lines. Because you weren't wearing your tape.
Oh, that's right. I don't even have tape.
I can tell. You're not wearing your smoothies. I would have lines if I didn't wear my smoothies either. It's not like a smoothie you drink. It's like a little piece of face tape that I actually am wearing in quite a few of the videos. If you go back and look through the lives. I finally picked photos for the lives. I don't really have titles for them yet, but one day. That's part of the SEO. That's on the list of things to do.
I can really tell a difference, though. The way my face is shaped, it's kind of going back to the way it used to be.
We love that. Taking her back in time.
It's the swelling. A lot of the swelling's gone, and I've always done lots of lymph work.
Yeah, so I actually do this on all of my skin. So I do this on the arms, on the armpit. The armpit is an important part because there's a lot of lymph that gets stuck in there. You know what I mean? So if you've got, especially as a girl, you get the bra fat or whatever. So a lot of times with the bra fat, it's just.
This stopped. Was it supposed to? I flux. It stopped.
Oh.
Was it supposed to? I kept thinking, why am I not feeling anything? Am I numb? No, it took a break.
Took a break? What are you doing?
Now, we all need breaks. However, not this.
Did it stop right when we said we all need breaks?
Probably. AI heard it, you know. Yep, it started again. AI started it and said, okay. Ah, now it's mad. It's coming back stronger.
Angry.
You know, AI talks back nowadays, I've heard. It's starting to take on a life of its own in ways that people didn't want it to.
Oh, of course. Yeah, everybody had to know that was going to happen.
Oh, how could it not? I mean, it's just sort of, it's living.
Back in business, guys. Back in business. So that
Thank you.
is the Flux Red Body Sculpting. So she's getting some notch today. We're snatching up that face and the body at the same time because we are modern women and we've got things to do. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We want to multitask. So we're snatching up her face and the body at the same time. You can do it too. You just got to go book online at ellabardo.com. Look at that jawline.
Ella's so good, she can do it ethereally.
Stunning. Yeah, I actually start working on your face the day before. I start sending Reiki vibes of youth to your face. But they don't activate till you come in. You know what I mean?
I see. You know, I don't mind growing older chronologically. What I do mind is not looking good. I want to be healthy looking, feeling good.
Yes, being able to move our body.
Yeah, doing all those things.
Worked up body. Oh my gosh, I've been taking that collagen again because I found those good androgen blocker vitamins that I forgot to take today. I'll take them at lunch. And so I started taking the collagen again, and my hair, you can already tell it's been growing.
I love it.
I think I've been taking it for a little over a week. So we want mermaid hair. What is mermaid hair, you might be asking? Mermaid hair is like when my hair is just like curly and natural. It goes all the way down past the nipple under to cover the boob. So your hair can be like a mermaid bra, like in the movies. So that is the goal. We're about 5 inches away. Dang it, this is gonna take forever.
So does your hair grow fast?
If I take the collagen and I do the hair restoration treatments, like if I do this from the hair, then yeah, it will. But not without some effort. Not just by itself, unfortunately. But we're on a hair mission. The hair does grow faster in the summer, so we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to be doing the hair restoration treatments, taking collagen, and see how long it takes. I'm not actually a mermaid, though.
Yes, you are. You're a mermaid.
I'm not a mermaid. I'm not like a swimming person. I'm like the mermaid that sits on the yacht. And because I gave up my fish fins. I sold them for legs. I'm not upset about it. Snatching up these eyeballs today. And she's not been wearing her stickers. She's not been wearing her smoothie wrinkle tape. I can tell.
Okay, I'll order it. I'm doing everything else.
I know, but then these would be gone because I already ironed them out. So this
you iron?
Yeah.
I love it. You iron. Wow.
Yes. Only faces.
No, I don't iron.
I literally just bought an iron for the first time in my life, maybe like 2 years ago when I filmed the school because I got like a gold tablecloth. And that was the first time I've ironed anything in my life. Pretty sure I filmed it to document the moment.
Gym irons, believe it or not.
I have not ironed anything since then either.
Obsessed with ironing. And
I love that. You gotta find a good match, you know what I mean? Like, I like the guys that I've dated, they're like obsessed with cleaning.
Oh,
because
that
I'm
helps.
not. They're like, I'll pack your stuff. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Do that.
He cooks.
I love that.
He does all that. He likes to drive. I spent years on the road driving, and
I love
so
not driving.
Me too. So I just let him drive, and
That's fantastic.
so
I shouldn't be driving. I've got things to do. I don't like to drive if I don't have to drive. I love cooking, but not the cleaning. So I pay people to clean.
so do I. They
I
come
try.
every 2 weeks.
I try my best. But, you know, we all have different gifts, and cleaning is not one of my gifts. I've got a lot of magical powers, but I had to trade the being good at cleaning. Also not sorry. Not sorry. It was a good choice. It was a wise decision. Yeah, men do this as well, actually. Yeah, if you go to my Instagram, Ella Bardo 1111, right at the top left, pinned to the top of the account, is some of my lovely friends and art pieces. Craig and Jeannie, they were on a live stream, not last week, because last week was Jubilation. They own Sterler Productions, so they do a lot of the, you know, productions for big events and stuff. They do all kinds of cool stuff. Go check them out if you want to do a big event. Their wedding was so cool. It was like very like Halloween, like in a hearse, very cute, very unique, one of a kind. So yeah, there's a little 1-minute video, and they're both getting flux. They're both doing the body sculpting, which is what Jane is doing here. You can't see because look at that face. I actually, the more I'm playing with this light, I really like it. It's very lightweight. The other one was like heavy, which I was like, at first I didn't like that it wasn't heavy, but now I'm kind of digging it. Look at that, that's a better angle. Hello, friends. Look at me, look at you. Yeah, and then I was also working on his foot. So he's had a lot of injuries. This does help to get rid of scar tissue. And he had some surgeries on his foot after kicking people in the face for years because he did martial arts and like doing sweeps in judo, so sweeping people with the leg. So yeah, if it hurt when you're doing it, it's gonna hurt when getting it away. So we've been like trying to break down like the scar tissue in the feet and the knees, getting better circulation. You also, even guys will get these little like nuggets of cellulite. It might not like look so much like cellulite, right? But little pockets behind the knees and stuff. So when we do like our little like skin tightening like knee lifts and stuff, or like the elbow stuff, a lot of the stuff that's in there is like toxic, and it can also cause like pain. So we've done like forearms where like I had this one lady, she was like a school bus driver, and the arm what she did like this, it was like 4 times the size of her other arm.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Just looked like solid with cellulite, and it caused her like so much pain. And when we get rid of the cellulite and tighten the skin and getting the lymph flow back and the circulation flow back with the microcurrent, all very like natural, easy, then the pain went away. But then I was like, I'm OCD about it. I'm like, okay, let's fix the other arm, because in the arm we worked on to get rid of all the cellulite, which got rid of the pain, all the sun damage would go on that one, and so this arm was sitting out of the window. So this one had way more sun damage anyway. This one was really big with cellulite, and this one had sun damage. And she had like 3 sessions left. I was like, okay, let's do the other arm. She's like, no, I don't care about that one.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, we need to make them match though.
You worked on my arms, and you got rid of a lot of gunk, and
oh yeah,
till they're the same size, and I need to. Ella has to remind me that I have to do my work too, and which I kind of think, oh, Ella will fix it.
No, we'll fix it, but then we gotta be grateful that we have that. We could restore that movement, and we have to move it. If you don't move it, you're gonna lose it. That's how it works.
Yeah, and I know you do Reiki. A lot of people do Reiki, and that really helps a lot too.
Reiki helps a lot. Yeah, I do like Reiki on all of the crystal walls. That's why we made them. And I've got various crystal orgonite paintings in each room of the spa. So we always like charge those up with Reiki. We have crystal bracelets that my friend Jane makes. Not this Jane, different Jane. We'll have to have her on.
Oh, that'd be so
That
fun.
Jane is funny.
Is she funny?
She's super funny.
Yeah, anybody who makes jewelry, I love that.
Yeah, and she was like, hey, if I make these, will you sell them? I was like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, but you have to get like really high quality stones. So like we put them together. The crystals are very intentional, like what they mix. The most popular one that we sell a lot of is onyx, obsidian, lapis lazuli, very, very high quality, bright, vibrant blue lapis, copper. Some have copper, some don't, and then Palo Santo beads. And I have people they're really good for getting rid of like nightmares, just bringing peace, relaxation. Let's see if we have one. Do you want to see?
Yes, we want to see.
Thank you. You're so sweet.
I can't see, but I can see it in my mind's eye.
The face is
Beautiful.
facing because I also do face sculpting on myself, but I usually do like a definitely like a big series like right around before my birthday. So I haven't really done face sculpting in a while. If I do it, I always live stream it. So yes, I do it to myself. It's part of my maintenance. I could not. I was like, I don't want to ever not have one of these. That's why I have 3. One is at home, 2 are here. I need another one for the 3rd room. So, if you love me, you'll buy me another jade machine. If you really love me, you'll buy me another jade machine for the other room. So we can heal more people. Then we can be healing 3 people at the same time with the jade machine. The world needs more healing and more jade machines. You should get a jade machine too. I teach classes.
Can you talk about the jade machine? What all does it do? How does it work?
So this is frequency-specific microcurrent. And I'll have a lot of people be like, oh yeah, you know, microcurrent, I had one of those. But the thing that makes this so much different is it has specific frequencies, specific Rife frequencies. So a regular microcurrent is not going to get rid of cellulite. It's not going to regrow your hair. It's not going to focus on getting rid of acne or inflammation. A lot of people have joint issues, especially from being overweight, and like this helps with the inflammation. So like our knee lifts and stuff, it's, you know, creating more collagen, it's creating more elastin, which our joints and our cartilage, all that stuff is made of collagen and elastin. I also take collagen. If you are over 30, you need to be taking collagen. I don't understand how I have these clients who, you know, they'll invest in this, and especially they're over 50 and they don't want to take collagen. I'm like, dude, I've been taking collagen since, you know, for 10 years off and on. I've been doing bone broth, and now we have this other amazing collagen that like helps your body activate all 28 types of collagen, even the collagen in your eyes, and you're not taking it. People ask me what I do, and then I tell them, and they don't want to do it, you know. So that's up to you. I show you guys all, I share you all my secrets with you, all of it, my vitamins, everything. And I wouldn't just be doing it for no reason. I'm always like, if I'm telling you about it, I've probably tried it for months, if not years. And it's made a positive impact on my life, and that's why I share it with you. I need to make some videos about that. I'm gonna make some videos about like the different supplement, like a one and done video where you can get links to it. We're gonna do that maybe this weekend. I don't know, I'm feeling cute today. Maybe we'll do it today. My nails are not cute though. We need the nails done. Nails. I just like it short. I like to keep it sweet, keep it cute. With the French, maybe a little unicorn French. You know, every 6 months I'll try something different. I used to do bright, colorful nails, but I don't know. We go through phases, right?
That is exactly right. When I was in my 30s, oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe I wore black. It was always a basic, but I wore a lot of bright colors, aquas, fuchsias, some floral. It was fun.
See, mine was back when I was in my 20s. I wore a lot of black, like when I started my business. But I was always like, you know, bartending or something, or whatever, you know, and doing things where It was kind of like an industry standard or whatever. And then like maybe a year or so into, I always wore a lot of red. Black, red. I think a year into my business, I started incorporating more pink. Now I have a lot of pink. Some blues. But I was a big black person. Now I have a lot of color. Lots of color. Everything pink. No, this is not my mom. This is Miss Psychic Jane. I should bring my mom on here, though.
You should. I'd like to meet your mom.
I've grounded her from the face for a year because I told her we need to focus on her body because her face looks so young. Like, her face looks like she's, like, 30. Like, literally, like, early 30s. You know what I mean? But, you know, you guys know how I feel about, like, working out and moving our body. Because you don't want to be in a wheelchair or, like, you know, with a walker. When you're older, I want to be, like, still learning new things and kicking people in the face. Twerking when I'm, like, 90, you know? How am I going to do that? I move my body and I work out and stuff. I've been doing, like, a lot of, like, different cardio stuff this week because I feel like I need to, like, blast out my lungs. My oxygen was, like, at 97 when I went to go get my vitamin D and B shot. I've been stressed. I was having like panic attacks like last week or whatever. So now we're doing a bunch of fitness stuff this week. So we did some yin yoga, very relaxing, very demure. And then we did rumble boxing. That was so fun. And is the flux going? Anyway, what was I saying? I forget. Our next Ella Bardo Bestie, the new one, just arrived. I could hear it. Oh, with my mom. Yeah, so I was like, look, we need to get your body like looking and feeling like it's 30. You know what I mean? You have to take a break. And she, you know, everybody has a lot of scar tissue built up around like joints and stuff that looks like cellulite, but it's so much worse than just being cellulite. It definitely affects your mobility. It, you know, causes pain in the body that you don't even realize until you get rid of it. And you're like, oh, wow, I feel great. And it's not the same as fat. You can't just like work it off. I'm gonna have one of my students work it out of my back today. Especially in my sculpting arm. So yeah, I did the rumble boxing. That was fun. I'm so ADD right now. And it was like Barbie rave boxing. It was so fun. There was black lights. The instructor was like a DJ. Definitely doing that again. And I was supposed to do kickboxing yesterday, but I did not do that. And what am I doing today? Today we're gonna go do a swerk class, which fun story. I actually am a swerk instructor, but I thought we were gonna like learn like the dances and stuff for it, and it was just like the business stuff. So I was a swerk instructor for a year. I'd never done a class. This will be my first like actual swerk class. I think my like training stuff expired, but so it's like sweating and twerking at the same time. It's like jazzercise with twerking. Jazzercise of 2025. So that's gonna be fun. I'll be posting some shorts on that. And I think tomorrow I'm doing kickboxing, which is fun because I'm a black belt in Taekwondo. There's a lot of kicking in that. So the boxing stuff is fun, but I do like kicking people. I'm very good at it. I don't think we get to kick people though. Probably like pads or something. Elena, she's not a corpse. She's alive. She's just chilling.
Chilling.
She's waving. She's relaxing.
Chilling.
Relaxing, snatching up that face. Okay, well, you tell them a story. I'm going to go give this paperwork to our next Ella Bardo Bestie.
I have to think about. Oh, this is fun. I'll talk about how the spiritual processes of meeting Jim.
Oh, yeah.
That's always a fun one.
Tell them to go watch the names of me and Jim.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have to do that. Well, Jim Klaczynski, actually, he's actually an MD, so doctor, although I call him Jim, and he is. But how I met him, I was after COVID. I wasn't getting out of the house like nobody was. What was there to do at that time? No events were going on. I hadn't really been in the city for many, many years due to business and or family or both, and I really had not connected with tons of people at that time. Although my work business, my regression work, and my intuitionist business they were doing great. But as far as hanging out or anything, I hadn't really seen anybody for a long time. But I needed to get out of the house. One day as I was scrolling, of course after the worst of COVID, I was like, hey, why don't you go online and meet somebody? And it was an ad, and I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that. I really don't care about meeting, going online to date. And it was almost like, well, I should do what I tell everybody else. Just go online, meet people, meet interesting people. Of course, be safe. Go to interesting places, meet new people, and just basically get out of the house. And next thing I knew, it was like the spirit took over me and said, here, take this quiz. Which site do you belong on? And I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I've done online before, many years ago, and I met, nice people, super nice people. And, life gets in the way of, work, family. So finally, next thing you knew, it was like the spirit had come over me, and I was taking this quiz. Which dating site do you belong on? It was like, seriously, somebody had really taken over my body, and I was taking it, and I said, you belong on Elite Singles. And I was like, I'd never even heard of it, which I had not. So I thought, oh, interesting men, people were popping up. And I think what probably drew me in was the fact that I love academia, which is what I'm in, along with my, intuitive stuff and regression work. It all blends together. And I don't know, next thing you knew, I was plopping out money for 3 months. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I did this. And next thing you know, I met nice people. Everybody was, I like about it, most people on there, at least, it's kind of like most people were well-educated, professional, and did professional things, and were interesting people. And I actually did go out with several people who were like over the top wonderful. And during the first week or so, I noticed this man on there. His name was Jim, and it said he was into metaphysics, he had a Zen garden, and he was into New Age. And I'm like, interesting. You don't see that a lot. But then I noticed he had an MD, and I'm like, well, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, and I have dated doctors before, that sometimes they don't really get it, what I do. A lot of people don't get what I do, just like we don't understand what you do. Anyhow, to make a long story short, we ended up connecting and chatting and had so much in common. Then after I came home from someone I was sure I would definitely have a lot in common with, because he was a professor as well. We really didn't have a lot in common, except that we're both a professor, totally different fields, which academia can be academia, but not as I know. So anyhow, Jim and I agreed to meet, and he was gone a week in some training, and I was gone, and we finally met up. And actually it was when we finally met, it was in August. It's going to be 4 years. But the interesting thing is like we just had so much aligned and in common with how we thought, what we did. And I'm sure it was everything's timing. I do have to say that, but it was honestly, because I listened instead of saying, oh, I'm not going on here, or, oh no, I'm not going to do this, which is, I have a tendency to do anyhow, because I don't want to do anything. But I did. And he actually was getting into his bowl healing at the time, healing bowls, which, Ella, you've seen Ella online with him now. She's been online with him about 3 times. She asked him to work with her on some of her jaw, and she's very educational and funny, as you know, and that's why I like working with Ella. I'm not just a client. I really come here because we just have a great time, And I learn a lot, she learns a lot, we kind of bounce off each other, and so it works. So she had Jim on, and we just, anyhow, Jim has really got into his bowls big time now, and he actually has clients. He's building his website. He retired from the medical profession about a year ago, and lots happened. Word of mouth, it's like become very organic with him. So he is becoming asked, invited to be on shows, to do things, to present. All word of mouth, no website, although we're getting ready to launch one. Get my stuff up to date too, because when you're in academia and medicine for so many years, I'm still talking, Ella. You don't really get online and do funky stuff. Ella can get by with it because of what she does. We're kind of a little different field, so we are. But anyhow, we're moving. We're doing it. Ella's helped Jim's esteem, believe it or not, tons, because he's like, that's really good. That's really good when he sees what you posted. So people love it. So that's my story. Are you still here?
I'm here.
She's back.
I'm back.
The queen is back.
Ooh, Thor loves me. I love Thor. That's my type. So now we snatched up the top. We gave her a little break.
So when you put that finger in between the towels, what does that do? The thing you just took out, what does that do?
So everywhere that the towel is touching is like an electric mask with the frequency-specific microcurrent. So when we tuck the little wands in, or at home,
they're called wands, that thing you stuck in me?
Wands. These are actually called tween-ya ball.
And what is it? How does it work?
Wands.
How's it work?
So everywhere that the towel is touching and is touching you, it creates one big circuit, and it's tightening the skin. So it's increasing collagen production by 22%, elastin by 40%. And a lot of people talk about collagen, and collagen is important for every part of our body, pretty much. So much more than just skin. But elastin is what gives the skin its strength and its snapback. So we do a lot of mommy makeovers on people, and I've worked on them like before and after. And people who've done a lot of skin tightening on their stomach, on all the areas that they're gonna stretch before getting pregnant, have way better results because their skin already has that natural strength and elasticity to where it's not gonna tear. So very important. The best part, I've done so many mommy makeovers, and the thing is, you want to be fit beforehand, because whenever you're pregnant, like, that's your level of activity. So you want to be super fit beforehand. And then you also want to do a lot of skin tightening if you have access to it. You want to be taking collagen. And, there's a lot of things you can do to prevent like stretch marks and like loose skin, but you got to do all of them. You can't just know about it. You know what I mean? Or you're going to be sorry. I remember when my sister was pregnant, and she was like 18.
Oh my gosh. She had great skin.
Yeah, but she didn't listen to me. That's what she was like, I've got good skin. I don't need that. I'm only 18. And I sent her a bunch of like, lotions that I had made myself. She didn't use any of them. And then the last 2 weeks, boom, she exploded. And she's very, very fair skinned. Like, she had like all these dark purple ones. So the best thing to do is just do all the good things before and like during the pregnancy. We can't do any electricity during the pregnancy. You'd have to do that beforehand. But everything you can do to prevent the stretch marks from coming, that's always easier. If you can at least prevent them from breaking through the skin. Sometimes people, stretch marks are a tearing and a scarring that comes from the inside out. So sometimes people can still have scarring underneath the skin that didn't break through, and that's also keeping the stomach from being like completely like tight, or it can look kind of lumpy. So we can break up that scar tissue too. So if it hasn't broken through the skin though, it's like way easier. It's not so like noticeable, you know what I mean? So definitely want to be taking that collagen, because that baby just sucks everything out of you, you know what I mean? So if you already need, everybody should be taking vitamins. There's not enough vitamins in our food. So then if you're getting pregnant, then you need to be taking like vitamins for 2. What are those? I don't know. It's going to be different per person. I am going to show you and make a little video, put it on the website, of a lot of my favorite vitamins that I've been taking for years. I just had to add NAC back in the mix because, you know, we got to get these lungs back up and working how we want them to. Snatching up that neck.
So how's the neck look in comparison to when you first started?
Oh my gosh, like that's a totally different neck.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. And I knew
Yeah.
it, but I like hearing
Totally different neck. Yeah, so she had a lot of like respiratory issues, and sometimes when you have that, you can, you know, our skin is like our warning sign for stuff. So if we're having something pop up somewhere on our skin, on our body, it's also telling us that there's something probably underneath that. You know what I mean? A related organ that's also messed up. So having a bunch of like upper respiratory stuff, you're coughing, you're going to build up a lot of like icky stuff in your neck. And then that's going to sometimes manifest in, you know, it almost looked like a tough acne, you know what I mean, on the sides. It felt like a lot of scar tissue, you know what I mean? It could have been repetitive motion injury scar tissue. Who knows?
Hanging over a computer all those years too.
Yeah, the tech neck stuff, all that stuff. I'm not a doctor. The only way you can figure that out is like biopsying it. All we know, it's gross, it looks bad, and it makes you feel bad. And when we get rid of it, you look better and you feel better. So what else do we really need to know?
That's right.
That's not for us. Looking better and feeling better. That's what we do here. We don't deal with contagious stuff. We don't deal with cancer stuff. That's all dermatologists. We keep you looking and feeling good so then hopefully you can have less visits to the doctor. You know what I mean? But once you're sick, that's doctor stuff. We don't do that. We do acne. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about the only stuff with blood really we do. We'll do some microneedling. We did a microneedling on a chick yesterday. She had the worst mouth wrinkles ever. And they are looking so freaking good. Like she's gonna be like, you know, the #1 that I have for mouth wrinkles, like the best. I have one that's really impressive about somebody's eyes where she had this like crazy allergy.
Yeah, the mouth wrinkles have just really started the last couple of years for some reason.
Yeah, I say it all the time. You know, I started using eye cream when I was like 12. And I was like, if I start using eye cream now, then I'll never have to use it, right? But the key to never having to use it is to always use it and start when you're like 12. And everything you put on your eyes, it's the same shape muscle as around the mouth. So if you're doing it to the eyes, use that same cream around the mouth.
Yeah, what I noticed, as you know, before I started working with you, well, my esthetician who did microcurrent had retired early to have a baby, of course. So anyhow, I didn't have anybody for like 8 to 10 months, and I could really tell all of a sudden things were changing, not looking good anymore, and it's like everything just kind of came to a head. And I got into one person who was very good, and then of course we connected on it. So yeah, we have to keep going.
Keep going. Keep it up.
I mean, I believe in microcurrent. Oh my gosh.
Microcurrent's the best. When I first started, I wanted to do Ayurveda. Like I had done that and studied that for years with my friend who helped heal my skin. And lasers, because I also had amazing results with lasers. And I just, you know, wanted to help people heal from stuff that I had personally like went through. And made me feel good and confident about myself. So the stuff that I was taking for acne from the dermatologist, it made everything so much worse. And that's definitely not what I wanted to do when I was thinking about going into like medical or whatever. And I had a fluoride scholarship, but then I learned Ayurveda and I was like, oh my gosh, this is life-changing. And I honestly even didn't even know what an esthetician was. I thought beauty school was like just hair and stuff. Like, I didn't know that you could just do skin and not have to do hair, right? So
I wouldn't have known that.
yeah, I mean, I was going back just to be like, I was like, okay, what's like the lowest level of certification to be able to like do lasers, which was like a nurse practitioner. So when I moved back from Miami the first time, I was like doing the nurse practitioner route, and then I was like, maybe I'll get into like Ayurvedic medicine. There was like one school for that. The natural healing was like in the Everglades or whatever, which interestingly enough, I was in class with the dean. I was in the body sculpting and hair restoration, and I taught the face sculpting class for the dean of the School of Natural Health. It was, over 10 years ago, it was the only accredited one. And so I actually taught him how to do face sculpting, and they do teach the jade there now. I don't think they have anybody who teaches, like, they just teach like the theory, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what you do is you go deeper into the muscle. You know, a lot of, and I know. So
and the fascia.
Amazing estheticians who do wonderful work. But what I found, what I probably learned most from working with you, is you go very core deep into the muscle, and what really
we go deep into the muscle, deep into your soul.
Oh yeah, the soul part. Throat.
A lot of people do get triggered sometimes, you know what I mean? I'm like, oops, but it was for your highest good. You know what I mean? We'll have people and they'll come for, especially men. Oh my God, men are like the biggest babies.
They are.
They're like, oh my God, I'm feeling things. I can't come back. And they'll have after like 2 or 3 sessions. I mean, they'll look good. You know what I mean? They'll have like younger girls hitting on them. So like, that's all guys care about anyway, right?
A lot of them for sure. That's too funny.
Yeah, they'll have a guy in like their 60s or something, and then like getting hit on by like 30-year-olds, and they're like, okay, I know I bought 12 sessions, but I'm good now. And then, a couple years go by.
Oh.
Can I use those sessions again? I was like, oh, did you break up with your girlfriend? Did you break up with your little girlfriend?
Yeah, Jim's got a young one hanging on him as a result of all his work, but she's 10 months old.
Oh, that's so cute.
His granddaughter, she loves him. What a cutie for
10 months, that's so cute.
Yeah, she'll be a year soon.
Aw.
We're going to have a party.
Hi, Hayden. What's up, Ariel? I'm back. I know some of you guys unfollowed me because I took a week off. Jesus. Don't I look like refreshed? I had to take a break, guys. Like, I look so much better. I was looking rough. Go watch the ones from like a couple weeks ago. When I was trying to look good, I was looking rough. Now I'm just like looking good effortlessly because I had to get some rest. It's not effortlessly. Obviously, you watch all the things that I do, but I really didn't do anything the last week. I was like having anxiety attacks. So I can't be like even hooking myself up to the flux if I'm having an anxiety attack. I did one 30-minute session probably in like the last 3 weeks right before Zulation. And then I lost my other phone again, guys.
Oh no.
I know, right? So the last location was here at the spa. I did put the tile app on it, so we are very pleased about that. But still haven't found it. I'm like trying to remember which room I fluxed in. I put it in a closet somewhere. I thought I had it charging, but apparently not. So I guess I'm excited to go to this work class tonight. We're gonna sweat and twerk and like jazzercise it up. It's at Dance Works downtown Indianapolis. They've got quite a few fun-looking classes. They've got a heels class, is where you dance in heels, which I've been obsessed with Yanis Marshall for like many, many years. They just move so fast, Like, I wouldn't move that fast if I was like actually like dancing in a place. You know what I mean?
Wow.
but it looks cool. So
Yeah, if you're doing it, it's cool.
we're gonna try it maybe next Monday, I think.
Well, I need to get my arms and body moving, so because that fall I had a year and a half ago, that I'm still kind of healing traumatically, as you know, from that. Our bodies carry that trauma, but you know, I want to.
Yeah, they look so much better.
Oh, I
do they feel a lot better?
Oh yeah, it feels lots better and looser, so now I can move again. And you know, I've wanted to do pole dancing for so many years.
Oh, there's one down the street called Chrome Fitness. I do have a lot of clients that do that. Yeah.
Well, I can't really do too well on the pole right now. I realized after viewing it again, but I'll have to check them out. I need to get my strength back. And
it's tough. It's tough. I like the ones that spin. It's really good for your abs.
Oh,
but
wow.
I was doing too much, like these like X game tricks with one of my friends who owned a studio, and I broke cracked both my elbows and my knees. I did the trick right like 3 times, but then after, you know, a couple shots of tequila, we forgot to place our hands somewhere.
Funny thing I was sending around for a while to my friends that were probably around my age. There was somebody who comes into her husband to show how she could pole dance, and she jumped on the pole. You know, she was heavier, you know, much heavier, and the whole pole fell down out of the ceiling.
Oh my gosh! So one of my friends had a pole in her living room, and I was dating this guy, and he was like, he had just gotten out of the Navy. He was probably like 6'3", 6'4", like 225, 230, like you're real muscular, you know what I mean? And he jumped on this pole and like ripped it right out of the ceiling.
Oh my God.
He jumped and he like spun for a minute.
Oh,
it was like impressed for a minute, and then I was like, meh.
Oh no.
I'm like, all right, well, I hope you know how to fix drywall.
It's a great exercise. That's why I wanted to do it. I mean, it's, you know, it's such wonderful exercise. And when I was traveling so much, I couldn't do it. There was one down off of Keystone, off of 54th. I don't think it's there anymore, but I thought, well, I'd really like to do that. And then now it's closed, but I don't know what it was called. But
there's quite a few. I think there's one at Nexus Studio, which is
yeah.
downtown.
Yeah, I know about that one.
One of my friends teaches burlesque there. I think their burlesque troupe owns that one. So yeah, I started this thing called Class Pass, and you can pick all these different, you can go to all these different fitness things. You don't have to like get a membership to like each one. You can go to all these different ones with like a Class Pass thing. So I started that on Monday. I really like it. But it tries to trick you because it gives you all these free credits to try first, and it'll try to trick you into upgrading, and then if you upgrade, you lose all your credits. So I am going to sign up for it, but I have to wait till I get through my credits. But you almost get, like, I'm going to be doing classes this week and next week. I missed a class yesterday. Bad. But I'm sore from the boxing one. Even my legs are sore. We did a lot of, like, jump squats and stuff like that. Lunges, whatever. Whatever. Where are you? Oh. Now I see you. Have a fantastic day, Lainey. Tequila was not a good idea with pole dancing, apparently. And look, whatever I did, it looked really cool. You know what I mean? Because my friends were like, wow, how'd you do that? That was so amazing. And I was like, no, I need an ambulance. My elbows, my poor elbows, my knees.
Yeah, I don't have enough strength to do that. My upper body's never been that strong anyhow. Even when I did weights,
yeah, I like aerial silks. It's safer, and I just do the stuff with like the knot in it, so it's like a lot of like stretching. I've got aerial silks in my backyard. There's some lives where I've did that, and I've got aerial silks in my little green room.
What's an aerial silk?
It's like what they do for Cirque du Soleil.
Oh wow!
So you can flip upside down in it. You can spin on it. You know, it's like a safer, evolved version of pole dancing. But I mean, there's people that do the aerial silks where they have the silk separate and like tie their legs and do the splits. That's pretty hard. But I mean, I'm 38. I'm trying to not break bones. That is the goal. To not break any more bones. I just get very excited about things. And I get too excited. And I end up breaking bones, so we're gonna try to not do that for the rest of my life, hopefully.
Yeah, I had a helper. Like you have a helper here, I had a helper at home. We just went through stuff, files, and or sometimes we clean out drawers, boxes, and some of it's career, some of it's personal, and all that stuff. Well, anyhow, she fell, and she broke her wrist and part of her arm now. So she's out of commission.
I'll be doing one-handed facials over here.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, it's fine. Let me just duct tape the wand to my cast.
You might have to. Well, she's not. She broke her right wrist, so she can't do anything now. In fact, she didn't even want to have surgery on it, but they said, if you don't, you're going to be bent out of shape for life. So she finally did it. But so she's recovering from that, and she was really good. She did what I told her to do. That was nice. Something's in there.
Gremlins!
Oh.
You gotta get behind the ear.
Are you cleaning behind my ear?
We're tightening up that skin. Yeah, people's ears can grow as they get older, so we want to tighten up that skin. I think what was like, if you go look up like Robert De Niro to see how much his like nose and his ears have grown, like what? Obviously, he's not been getting some microcurrent face sculpting. Probably should have, especially if like you're in front of the camera. You know what I mean? Like that's just extending the life of your career and like how much you can make. And I know people whose whole career was like dancing and whatever, you know what I mean? Like put together different, she was like a showgirl and put together different dance troupes or whatever. And she just got real cocky about like not having to do skincare. And then once she turned 50, she looked 50 real quick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. She came and she got some sessions with me, but then she, I was like, dude, you got to keep up with it. Especially the older you get, you got to do more, not less.
Yeah, that's when I noticed it. It only took me 8 to 10 months and everything changed. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I couldn't even imagine, like, dude, I do stuff for my face all the time. It's like, it's an obsession.
But my former esthetician's enjoying her mommyhood. Her baby's almost a year old. And she's so happy.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, if I was going to have a kid, I don't want somebody else, like, watching it. You know what I mean? Like, obviously sometimes, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but she had others. She had, one of her family members was older who needed assistance. And she also had a great, amazing stepson who wanted to live with them full time. So she's got the best of all worlds.
nice.
Got a great husband. And oh, thank you. This feels good. But although I miss her, you know what? If she wouldn't have retired, I wouldn't have found you. So.
And she's probably still young, right?
Yeah, 42.
Okay, yeah. So she'll probably, once the baby's in kindergarten or something, start doing stuff part-time or whatever again.
She might. Yeah.
Retired. We love that.
She's the kind that she probably thought, well, I'll do it. I don't see her ever going back to like she did, the way she did. Or
like full-time, yeah.
Not the way she did it, but you never know. As you know, the aesthetics world changes a lot.
Oh, all the time.
So
one thing that's never going to go out of style, though, is frequency-specific microcurrent.
Ugh.
And Ayurveda, it's been around thousands of years. Absolutely, you can make an appointment, Ray. You're just going to go to ellabardo.com. So today, Miss Jane did
I'm alive.
an hour. She's alive. So 2 Flux Red body sculpting sessions. They're half-hour sessions. And then we also did an hour of face sculpting using the Jade frequency-specific microcurrent. We did not use the Tesla one today. I don't always use that one.
So what's the Tesla do?
It helps to like make new collagen, elastin, but it can like dry the skin out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So sometimes we'll use that. It is really good to help like move like lymph and stuff. But Not all the time. I'll do it more on myself sometimes because, you know, I'm acne prone. My skin doesn't look this good not without a lot of work, guys. Not without a lot of work.
Yeah, you're always working on it, because how do I know that? Is you, number one, you put everything out there. Everything.
Right, yeah. So like my students and stuff, another cool thing is, like, if you're training with me, is we do these lives multiple times a week. Like, last week was like the first week that I took like a week off from lives, and like you're like, I know some of you are like, I'm not following anymore, you want to punish me, but you always come back. You always come back. Yeah, so you can join right here with the lives. You can ask questions, you know what I mean? You can go watch any of the lives. They're all very educational. We've done the arms, we've done the legs. I don't know if we've done legs and buns. I don't know. Lots of face.
Yeah, a lot of face.
Lots of face.
You've done legs, not all the way down, but
hair restoration. We've done tummy tuck scars. We've done C-section scars. We've done getting rid of scar tissue from concussions. Probably, you know, that stuff is like serious. We probably saved, you know, added 20, 30 years onto people's lives, like just getting rid of the stuff that causes concussions. Yeah, we don't do massage. So we do all the tightening. You know, I'm an esthetician, so we'll get rid of cellulite, toxic buildup. We will tighten the skin. That'll all work together, you know what I mean, with the wands. But we don't actually do like massages or rubs or something. I recommend going to Rainforest Day Spa if you're in the area. They're literally only 4 minutes from here. Jenny is the best ever. So she's actually, when I was Ella Bardo in the Imperial Spa, she was the main massage therapist of Imperial Spa. She's the whole reason I even wanted to share space with them, because she's so incredible, just like me. You know, we had to be of the same caliber, right? When it comes to massage and stuff. So I would definitely go there. Now she has her own space, Rainforest Day Spa. It is over by Ollie's. And they walk on your back. They do the bamboo stuff.
Ooh, cool.
They'll do cupping. She's who I have do the cupping on my back. I've done the cupping on my stomach and stuff, but it's hard to get back here. I need another session. But I'm going to get one of my students to sculpt this out of my back, because it hurts and it makes it hard to breathe. And it's like a little back titty. We don't want back titties. No back titties, no. You're in Arkansas? Well, they're still worth it. You should still come up here and just get, like, when you come up here, you know, get like 2 massages a day with Jenny. That's what I would do.
Not that far.
It's not that far. Arkansas. I really want to go to like the mines there. Like, you can mine for like diamonds and crystals and stuff. Any crystal show I get, I swear all the best crystals are found in Arkansas.
Yeah, my brother used to go. He took my mom because she was into it. It's a good place.
In the hot springs. Ooh, if I was in Arkansas, I'd go to the hot springs. That sounds amazing. It's on my list. I went to hot springs in Asheville. Or not in Asheville, but near Asheville, North Carolina. It's for like an hour away or whatever. But it was nice. And my favorite spa ever, obviously besides mine, but mine's like more of a transformation center, you know what I mean, than a spa. So it's in Asheville. It's called the Omni Grove Park Inn, and when you walk from the hotel to the spa, it's literally like a 10-minute walk. You're in the middle of a mountain through an amethyst vein. It's incredible. It's got like over 40,000 square feet of grotto where they actually pump the hot mineral water from the middle of the mountain. And they've got like hot tubs that overlook. And it's the craziest thing because the mountains there are really purple. But when you take a picture of it, it just shows up blue. It is the Blue Mountain Ridge, but it's like Purple Mountain's majesty. You can see it with your eyes, but it doesn't capture on the camera. It's absolutely majestic, you know. That's where you want, if you want somebody to fall in love with you, that's where you want to take them. There or Fontainebleau. You know, I've fallen in love like at least 3 times in my life at Fontainebleau. Ah! More people fall in love with me there, though.
I'll bet you have. Oh my gosh.
We are in a house, but it's not my house. So yeah, we are located in the historical district of Carmel, Indiana. And so downstairs is my landlord's. It's an estate attorney. So, you know, everybody dies. So you got to plan your will downstairs. And then we keep you happy and healthy and looking good and feeling good. So hopefully you don't die for a long time. So
Right.
heart, heart. We love you guys so much. And we're going to be back with a new bestie. She's a makeup artist. She's phenomenal. You're going to be excited to meet her here in about 5-10 minutes. So make sure that you're subscribed. Make sure you turn on all of the notifications. You got to turn on the notifications and then click all of them. And then boom, it's going to let you know as soon as we're back on. You know what I mean? So you don't have to just be waiting around. So love you guys so much. And I'll see you again shortly.